Here is a short version of Safecracker by O. Henry. Jimmy Valentine is in prison. He's been in prison for 10 months. Was supposed to be in prison for 7 years. He was expecting to get out sooner than he did because he knows people in high places. But the governor gave him a pardon because of who he knows, and he got out of prison. The warden was speaking to him in the beginning of the story and telling him, oh, well, you need to stop cracking safes and live the straight life. And he tells the warden, well, why I never cracked a safe in my life. Well, he leaves there. He goes to a restaurant and enjoys his first taste of freedom in a broiled chicken and a bottle of white wine. He then goes to the hotel where he was staying and talked to the clerk, went back up to his room. Everything was just as he left it. The button that fell off his shirt when he was being arrested was still on the floor, and he opened up the safe in his room to see that his expert tools were still there. He had an expert set of tools made to crack safes with. Well, shortly after he gets out, in Logansport and Richmond, Indiana, there are some safes that have been cracked. One for $800, one for $1,500, one for $5,000. Detective Ben Price is on the scene, and he says that he is going to find out or prove that Jimmy Valentine cracked these safes because it looks exactly like the jobs that he's done. Well, Jimmy Valentine decides to leave that hotel and go to another hotel in a town called Elmore, Arkansas. And as soon as he gets to that town, he runs into this woman that he makes eye contact with, and she blushes, so we know that she likes him. And he falls madly in love with this woman, and it's ironic that she is a banker's daughter. Well, he starts to date her, and they become engaged. And after this, he writes a letter to a criminal friend of his in another town, telling him there's nothing like the straight life, and I'm living it now because I found the girl of my dreams, and I'm going to get married, and I'm never going to crack a safe again. And here, I'm going to give you my expert tools, and I'd like to meet you on this date to give them to you. So he meets his wife that same day with her father, her sister that's married, and her 2 children. And they decide that they are going to have breakfast together. They have breakfast, and Dad mentions, wow, I have this amazing brand new shiny vault or safe in my bank, and I would love for everybody to come down and see it. Well, they stop by his hotel. They pick up these expert tools because he's going to pick up his wife's wedding gift, and he's going to his future wife's wedding gift, and he's going to pick up give these tools to his friend. Well, he's trying to his wife picks up the suitcase that he has the tools in and says, wow, this is really heavy, Jimmy. Jimmy said, not Jimmy, Ralph, because he changed his name to Ralph. I forgot to mention that. And he says, oh, it's just shoehorns, because he did open a shoe store in that town. They're just extra shoehorns that I got that I'm going to take back to the manufacturer instead of shipping them since it's so heavy. Well, he gets to the bank. They get to the bank. The vault, everybody's looking at the vault. Annabelle, which is his fiance, her father says, well, I don't want anybody to close themselves up in this vault. Don't close the door on it, because the man who is going to set the timer on it is not coming until late tonight. So if someone gets in there and closed in, they're going to die, or it won't be enough air for to last until he gets here tonight to open it. So the 2 little girls, Annabelle's sister's kids, get locked in the safe. Jimmy doesn't know what he's going to do. He makes the decision to open the safe, which means a lot of things. It means that Annabelle is going to know that he was lying about what's in his bag. So what he does is he goes over to her. He gives her a kiss on the cheek. He takes a rose. He asks her for a rose that she has, and he puts it in his pocket. He gets down on his knees. He gets his expert tools out, and he beats his own record. He gets the safe open in less than 10 minutes. Well, when he gets the safe open, everybody's hugging the girls and so excited, and he just walks away. And as he's walking away, he gets to the door of the bank, and there is Detective Ben Price. And he says, well, you got me. We may as well go. I don't have any reason not to go with you now. And Ben Price says, I'm sorry, you are mistaken. I have no idea who you are. And earlier in the story, Ben Price saw him at the hotel, and he knew he was with Annabelle. And he said, oh, you're going to marry the banker's daughter? And then he says, well, I'm going to prove that you did these things if it's the last thing I do. And so the story ended with him walking away, and with Ben Price also walking away without him.